Hello, everyone. Billy Peck here. I am the host of the Major Wrestling Figure Podcast live shows. I am a ring announcer for PWP Live out of Omaha, Nebraska. I just got my own micro brawler. You're watching the Wrestling Nerd Broadcast.
You're watching the Wrestling Nerd Broadcast. Now here's your hosts, Tom, Nick, and Dave. It's you, it's me, it's N.R.D. It's you, it's me, it's N.R.D. Uh-huh. Let's start the show.
That is right, ladies and gentlemen. It is you, it is me, it is T, it is D. Nick is sad about his Commanders losing on Sunday, so he is not with us this week. But to make up for it, we got an even better experience for you because this week on the Wrestling Nerd Broadcast, we have the one, the only, the one who hosts with the most for the Major Pod live shows. We have the one and only Mr. Billy Peck. Billy, thank you so much for coming on the broadcast this week.
Yeah, very, very happy to be here. Excited to talk with you guys and all of that.
So I'm going to take a complete left turn because anytime we have somebody on the broadcast who has a pro wrestling tees store, and we'll get more into your merchandise in the broadcast, I'm sure, I have to ask because I'm a Christmas fanatic, and The Year Without a Santa Claus is arguably one of my most favorite Christmas specials. So I have to ask, what exactly is Daydream Instruction Manual?
All right. So, I the thing that I also didn't like say in my intro, but I am part of a podcast called the Major World Order Podcast, and I've been podcasting with different podcasts for over 10 years now. And at one point, I was part of a podcast called the Daydream Instruction Manual. And it was just like this very, uplifting, like pop culture talk, everything. I mean, inherently, I'm this way, but, everything was just with this, positive outlook on things and how things can make you feel better about yourself for the world in general or whatever. And so that's a little bit of what Daydream Instruction Manual was about. And the other host and I were and are, very big fans of Rankin Bass, who put out, those old, 60s, 70s stop motion Christmas specials, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Santa Claus is Coming to Town, Year Without a Santa Claus. And another friend of ours who's a great artist, part of Tank Zombie Studios. He drew us in these different forms of the Heat Miser and Cold Miser from
That,
Year Without a Santa Claus.
that's awesome.
Incredible.
You ready to hear
Incredible.
tragic news?
Oh, no.
Never seen it.
Tom, get the hell off the show. You're done. You're done. Either that or you can come to my house this Christmas. I've got the entire anthology.
There you go.
No.
Oh,
We'll watch
have
the
you
Miser
seen,
Brothers Christmas, the sequel.
dude? Most people don't know about that. Let me ask you this.
Hold on.
Cricket in the Hearth and the Hearth.
I love
whatever it is.
Christmas more than almost everyone in the world
Not me.
because me and Santa are good friends. And I'm not fucking around there.
Oh my.
Yeah, me and Santa like this. I have never seen any of those classic Christmas movies. I've started a few of them and they've been on in like the background, but I never watched them. I just never was interested. I'm sorry.
Billy, you may have seen a friendship dissolve here tonight. I don't know. I don't
Wow.
know. I just watched Die Hard for the first time this past Christmas.
And
I'd never seen it before. I mean, I guess you can count it as a Christmas movie. I mean, if they're going to have a 28-hour marathon of Harry Potter on Freeform, I think we can count Die Hard without offending anyone. So that's just me. But
never seen it.
what, Die Hard or Harry Potter?
Die Hard.
Oh, okay.
But speaking of movies, I have breaking news.
Oh, God. Here we go again.
Next summer, Simpsons movie 2.
I saw that.
Oh,
So the first, teaser for the original Simpsons movie was the pink donut.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now the teaser is Homer, or maybe it's Bart. I guess it's a yellow hand, taking that donut.
I'm trying to pull it up.
oh,
I had it up before.
it's probably Maggie. It's my guess.
It looks like Bart's
that
hand.
that's a younger hand, maybe.
Right. As I started thinking, I was like, well, maybe it's not. He might
It's
be
But it
Maggie
taking
says
bursting
Homer's
out of her
donut.
it
onesie.
says Homer's coming back for seconds. That does not look. Oh, it's kind of a fat
Hard to
hand.
say.
Hard,
It's a cartoon yellow hand.
hard,
Swerve, it's
hard to
Barney.
say.
But Billy, the main reason anybody's tuning into our broadcast this week is because you have secured the bag and you are officially immortalized in figure form, and the only figures that we care about that are not Hasbro's, and that is you have your own micro brawler now,
Yes.
which is first of all, congratulations. That's a
Thank you
that's a
very,
big
very
deal.
much. Thank you.
Um, how did this whole process come to be? How did you decide to go about it? Tell us the story.
Um, well, I suppose I, I I can get long-winded and convoluted in my storytelling, so I'm trying to rein it
I've
in
got no
before
I've
I
got
go.
nowhere to be.
But I suppose it should probably start with a little backstory of how I even like got into any of this. Uh,
Yeah.
because look, yes, I'm a ring announcer. I am a manager for another company called Next Level Wrestling in the Nebraska area. Um, and yeah, I work for the Major Wrestling Figure podcast. But like, how does all this come to be that, just some, look, I don't have delusions of being some well-known person. Um, but Pro Wrestling Tees offered kind of unwell known persons to be able to get this micro brawler situation going for themselves. And so um I've been a musician for over half my life, and through that, I suppose, you say I built a stage presence. The promoter of PWP in Omaha, Chris Havius, would come out to some of my concerts. I'd go out to some of the wrestling shows, and we just became friends. Their ring announcer decided he wasn't going to do it anymore. They were looking for something a little bit more outside of the box, and they asked if I was interested in ring announcing. So I started doing that. The Major Wrestling Figure podcast, came into fruition through, Matt Cardona, Brian Myers, Smart Mark Sterling. They built a very strong and supportive community. And through that, some friends and I who we never knew each other, but we met through the Major Wrestling Figure podcast community, Andrew Husfar, Jake Wyatt, we started the Major World Order podcast, really just based off of the interesting people within that community, because you would
Mm,
always hear, if you listen to their podcast, you always hear them talking about these different people. And so we started it as kind of like a companion piece in a sense. And that was met with a lot of support from the hosts of the shows and the community. Through that, start doing little projects for the guys here and there. It becomes, hey, do you want to work for us? Do you want to help run social media? Do you want to help with these live shows? Do you want to? It just became like this big thing
mhm.
of earning their trust, working hard, and all of that. And through that community, through the local wrestling promotions that I work for, I suppose I started to build a bit of a fan base, people enjoying what I do. Um, and once this became an option through Pro Wrestling Tees, um, I took them up on their offer, and surprised a lot of people, and it's been doing well. And yeah, so that's kind of where we're at.
I like that you just dropped it. Like it wasn't like you just fucking did it.
Yeah.
Um that was I like being surprised by things. Um I don't know how often you watch a show, but I have zero micro brawlers anymore. I sold them
I
all.
knew that. Yes.
And I hate wrestling and I hate Dave. Hate
You
sports.
buy the shirt.
But I yeah, I love the idea of just saying, I did it. Here you go.
That's kind of how I am with a lot of things. I'm not knocking anyone who decides to go, the different route
Yeah,
of,
for sure.
promoting it, pushing it, dropping images, art or whatever. That's everybody else's prerogative. And honestly, like seeing the people that did it, like pretty much when they first started dropping, I already knew that I was going to be doing it. And so I saw everybody else, at least who was posting it to our communities.
Yep.
Um, Really all it did was make me excited about the whole thing. And I supported and bought from all of them and everything. But I knew I wanted to do it a little differently. It was the same thing with the MWO podcast. Like the three of us were talking, and it's like, we're not going to tease this. It's going to be, here's the first episode. Here you go.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I am with a lot of things. And some of that, like it's wanting that element of surprise. But it's
Yeah.
really, if I wait, um, it gives me a lot of time to think and plan about it as well.
Yeah.
And so the whole time that this has been in the works, I started contacting them and getting this done like late May, I want to say.
Oh wow, quick turnaround.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, they even said like it was moving faster than anticipated. Because I didn't, so, as of this recording, it's the end of September. Um, it wasn't really even supposed to get in my hands until like maybe October or November.
Mm-hmm.
And so, it showed up like 2 months early. But so May, June, July, August, September, that gave me 4 months basically
Yeah.
to plan and calculate and see how I wanted to at least for me, properly do
Sure.
this. And the thing, again, like I don't have any delusions of, where my stance is in this whole world of wrestling and figures and all of that. And the thing, I've been very excited, but I've also been very scared. It's a lot of money. And like, what if people go, I don't care. Like, hey, that's cool. I don't need it.
Mm-hmm.
They'd have 500 of these things just, you know, sitting around doing whatever. And what I didn't want to happen was announce it and then
Crickets.
get a lot of excitement to start.
Yeah.
And then 4 months later, people be like, oh, I'm not really that excited anymore.
Yep. That's where I think you hit it out of the park of excitement wanes. We get really excited for these things. I always forget that they did this and that Pro Wrestling Tees like offered this. Excitement wanes. I'm a man of instant gratification. I want it and I want it now. I see a pair of glasses, I just fucking buy it. That's that.
Sure.
I don't pre-order things. Like it's rare for me to pre-order anything because then I get less
Hated
excited
those.
about it, and then I'm like, it gets here, and I'm like, oh, finally, and I'm not even like stoked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't need the pre-orders because my wife be like, "What did you order this time? We just talked about having to cut back spend." I was like, "I bought it 6 months ago. I
Right.
swear,
Right.
Yeah.
when it was in the budget." Uh,
I want to comment on your figure though.
Okay.
oh, Oh boy,
I have one thing.
here comes the
One, I
criticism.
love it. I think it's fantastic. Looks just like you. Like,
Okay.
it is very accurate. And this might be more of a comment on you. I do glasses for a living. I just wish your glasses were just a touch higher and your eyes were a little more centered. But that's me nitpicking.
This
I
son of a
mean,
bitch.
no, and that's kind of the thing too, is like, so here he is.
So fucking good.
It's
It's so
Um,
good.
fantastic. It's
I'm
so
turning
good.
and
another light on.
That is the Chase
there's
version.
that, yeah, that's the Chase, the Major Wrestling Figure Podcast logo on the microphone flag.
That's awesome.
And then the standard version.
Are you the first with glasses? No.
No, I mean, like Jim Ross has I
That
think.
might be the first, actually.
Well, it won't focus that well, but you get the picture, I
Yeah.
think. Um, so yeah,
I'm
I
not
mean,
I'm
that
not
that's
being
kind of
serious.
one of those
It's me
things,
just
is
being
like,
me about
no, no, no,
that.
it's fine. Like, I'll be honest, like there's a lot of things that I do love about it. And like, there's a couple little things that I'm just like, I don't know what could have been done better, but like,
It's great.
maybe the glasses and eyes are a little odd. I kind of like don't love the nose. Like a lot of them
Mm,
have the I don't know, almost like that little like triangle nose that just kind of
yeah.
like pops up, and mine like comes down as very rounded. Um
Oh,
but
there's a lot
like,
with glasses.
huh?
There's a lot with glasses.
Yeah.
I'm
Um
I'm annoyed by that.
but like, it, like I don't hate it, but like there's like those couple little things that I'm like, I don't know, like maybe something else could have been done, but I also couldn't tell you how to do it better.
Mm,
So, overall, like I'm still very happy with it. And some of it might just be because it's like I'm looking at myself in this very like
yeah.
less detailed cartoon version of myself
It's
kind
better
of thing.
than Vampiros, I'll tell you that much. I'm a
There's
hater.
Listen, I'll say this. So you mentioned before we recorded how you've heard of our show before, and so next
Hmm.
February will be our 5 year anniversary. I've thrown down the gauntlet. We should rank all the brawlers again, but at the very least, we rank all the brawlers that we get in hand in the course of the year. Now, I'll tell you
Oh,
this:
right.
you don't
Yes.
get my vote for number one. Number one's locked up right now. It's this. It's
Dude,
Cardona's with the belt. It's
it's
Yeah.
fantastic.
incredible.
But we usually have a standard where we go, it looks like the guy. This is kind of par, and and this is a compliment. Please take this as a compliment. This is going to be one of those. It looks just like the guy. There's nothing wrong with it. It's a good to great brawler.
Yeah.
Sure.
And there's going to be a lot that I've seen way worse. And
Well,
again, complete compliment. I love your brawler. Yeah,
no,
Jesus.
I listen,
Okay.
I'm very realistic and rational. Like, you know, one of my favorite things about it is the shoes.
Love them.
Yeah.
Um,
Nikes,
yes.
Yeah.
love it.
And I think they did a great job with those,
Yep.
and it's just like, look, I'm a ring announcer. I wear a suit jacket and a tie. I picked colors that pop. They're also the Major Wrestling Figure Podcast colors with the
Yep.
purple and yellow.
Yep. Yep.
Um, but I also get it, like it's not going to be um, super
You're
um
not toyetic, Billy. Come on. Have you learned nothing from that? I'm kidding.
it's
No,
not
it
going to
is
be, I
fantastic.
mean, in a way, like it's not going to be as toyetic as something like that,
Yeah.
you
But
know.
I think it looks, when you look at you, it's you. There's so many brawlers out there where they've released where you look at it and you're like, I
Who's
have
that?
no idea who that is.
Yeah. I the ones where we have that breaking point of like this makes sense. This works. This is that person. And we either go, is it worse or better? And the better is usually like the Macho Kings, like something very special
Yeah.
about it. I like the ones where we use as that point because then I know that point is it looks right.
Yep.
Like, and I've put Scott Hall at that point before.
Hmm.
Like, I hate you.
Scott Hall was our measuring stick and then wound up winning the whole thing.
Yeah, that
We looked at Scott Hall for about an hour and went, you know what? It could be number one.
I disagreed with that one.
Are you talking the one in
The denim,
like the denim?
Yeah. The denim. I mean, it's an iconic look.
It's great.
Well, right. It's simple, but
it's so iconic.
It's great. I hate it.
It's one of the biggest moments in wrestling ever.
Yeah, Dave, your screen's on.
There we go. I got
it. I will die on this hill. The only micro brawler I will ever buy, again, ever, is Doink the Clown. If they make Doink the Clown, which Barkin has said absolutely not going to happen,
right?
I will buy Doink the Clown, and I'd probably buy Joey Janela because he's from like my hometown, kind of. Okay. So
the chicken guy, right? Was Nick that the Gage? Chicken? The
was
chicken?
Joey Janela no, Nick Gage was in the chicken commercial.
I thought Joey Janela did one as well. I could be.
He might have. He might have. Good Lord. I want to talk to you about Omaha, Nebraska.
Oh God, here we go.
The year.
All right.
The year was 2007.
Oh, geez.
It was the first week of June. I believe it was June 3rd, 2007. I was in Omaha, Nebraska. Downtown, there is a metal slide. I believe it's two lanes.
The Gene Leahy Mall, yes.
Yep. Downtown, there's this slide, and all the kids go down on wax paper.
Yes.
Crazy. So me, in 2007, 18, 19 years old, wearing nothing. I'm completely bald. Actually, head to toe, hairless. Not a hair on my body at that point. I was doing MMA. I was clean shaved. I'm walking around Omaha shirtless in camo cargo shorts because that's what hardcore kids did.
Yeah.
And I went down that slide. I had a great time. My friend Steve went down the slide on wax paper, caught air, landed on his head. It was awesome. Totally had a concussion.
Oh,
but then there was a group of youth group kids where their youth pastor looked at me and said, "You guys stay away from him." It was me. I loved it. But then later that night, there's like a rec center or an internet cafe that was downtown somewhere.
Yeah, there's
that ran like a hardcore show.
Yeah.
It was fucking awesome. I had such a good time in Omaha, Nebraska.
There's, good. I'm glad. Like a lot of people, they'll just hear about it or whatever and be like, oh, corn, no, like that's that's like 2 hours away. But like if you're like in the city of Omaha, like there's a lot of great things to do there.
This is 20 years ago. Dope record store.
Homer's.
There was a dope record store down there.
It's like 6 blocks south of where that's at. Yeah, Homer's Records.
I loved being in Omaha. So I love when I have stories of the places where people that come on the show are.
Yeah, that's awesome. Glad to hear.
So if anyone wants to go to Omaha, Nebraska, it might be worth a day.
Yeah,
maybe two.
Don't go to Pittsburgh afterwards because that sucked.
Okay.
We went from Athens, Ohio to Omaha, Nebraska to Pittsburgh.
That's
started and ended in New Jersey.
This is why we don't print out directions anymore.
Omaha wasn't even on our itinerary. We were just going to Ohio.
We got lost.
We got lost in Chicago.
Huh.
I don't know how. We got pulled over and it was crazy. That was crazy. I'm friends with one of those people. Two of those people still.
Oh my.
All right.
Good news for you, Billy. After Tom, destroyed your brawler,
I didn't. No. The only thing I sincerely judge is glasses fit.
I'm looking at him right now, and where his eyes rest in his glasses,
they're perfect. I want his glasses to come up maybe 2 millimeters.
No, I agree. I agree.
Let the man live.
I will, but I'm just gonna let you know it's not me trying to be like a piece of shit.
Oh God, here he goes to show off his glasses collection, everyone. Tom's got glasses on Instagram.
I've got glasses.
Hey, look at that.
Tom literally has got glasses.
Not even all of them. So I'm kind of a bitch when it comes to I judge everyone's glasses.
I mean, listen, I'm fine with it. I didn't know we were going to go to these directions, but since we're here, I do agree. When I got these, I didn't realize until after wearing them a little while that they sit a little low. They're a little like
Great
not
width,
looking,
great
it
width
doesn't
fit.
bother me, but I wish they were up a little bit more.
Just a
Now he's
touch.
got me just thinking the whole
Just a
time.
touch.
I go back and watch this episode. I do this now multiple times, make sure they're up there. So I
Yeah.
don't need Tom yelling at me like they should be higher.
But
I
yeah,
just want to
I feel
be
like the top of the frame is just a little lower than I would
just a
like.
little. I will
Yep.
say I love the shape on you. I love a classic rectangle.
Thanks.
Didn't compliment when I got new glasses last year.
No, I
Just
didn't.
saying. But I would like to point out one thing because you've come on the show, you've at least now made two more sales because the collection that I have now, I am very limited, and Nick as well, who's out dealing with his Commander's loss yesterday. Sorry, Nick. Our collection includes people who've come on the show. So now that you've been on the
Oh,
show, you get
wow.
to go on the shelf. So,
Wow. Good to hear.
I mean, just like Matt Cardona, like Leo Sparrow, and maybe one day we'll get lucky enough to get Chris Van Vliet. That's my
I've got
way
all
way I
three
look
of
at it.
them. Yep.
So I also noticed, in doing my research for this episode, that you've been in the Brawler group, the Micro Brawler group, since November of 2020. So I'm curious, what was the first Micro Brawler you ever got?
I think it was the Chelsea Green, the first one, the bagged one.
The hot
Okay,
mess one.
the original Hot Mess
The
one with the blonde
original
hair.
one.
Yeah,
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
that
was
one's
that it? No,
awesome.
that was a one of the waves, I think. I think
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
I'm almost certain.
it was that, and then I think it was the guys in the 4 pack,
Okay.
Matt, Mark, Brian, and Swoggle,
Hmm.
and then got, the Matt and Brian had the separate,
Their variants or
the
whatever they were.
variants, yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Holy shit! Chelsea's up on eBay for 90
yeah,
bucks.
it's a
It's a
pricey
high
one.
price. One of the few high pricey ones.
I got it yeah, originally like still in bag.
I was
Um
stoked about that one when that came out.
yeah.
Now, were you working with the major pod at that point
No,
or
no, no.
no?
I was just a fan. Didn't even have the MWO podcast yet. MWO podcast started November of 2020, so our 5 years going to be this November.
Okay, well, congratulations to you.
Thank
You
you.
should rank every major pod character, one to whatever, and put
I would
yourself at number one.
I'd feel bad. Um,
Number two, fine.
people,
I rank our show.
might get, you know, and I'm not saying it as a bad thing. Like they might get sensitive, like, oh, why wasn't I higher?
Oh yeah. I mean, Dave
So
knows he's on the bottom of our list.
Oh, I'm dead last. We literally have a shirt that says "I hate Dave" for sale on Pro Wrestling
Dead
Tees.
last.
So but speaking of rankings, because we're going to be celebrating our 250th episode coming up within the next 3-4 weeks or so.
mhm.
Really?
Yeah, it's happening.
Oh,
It's really
God.
happening. Time keeps on a ticking. It's a flat circle.
So
So
we're
we're going to
halfway
be
apart
asking
then?
we're going to be asking our Patreons to rank with us the top 10 greatest wrestlers of all time. So we're going to come up with a list of who we consider to be the top 10 wrestlers and then 10 categories in which you get 1 point per 10. So basically like charisma, that person gets a 7, nobody else can get a 7. And then you add it all up, and that's how you figure out who's the greatest of all time.
Wow.
So
You've
to
not
put
told me
you
about
on the
this.
spot,
Yeah.
we'll call it our top 3 Tuesday. Who is your top? Who is the greatest wrestler of all time in your opinion?
Shawn Michaels.
Disagree.
This is fantastic, fantastic.
It's
I'm
all
tempted to go grab
subjective.
my Hasbro, Sean.
Giant Gonzalez.
All right, this is funny. So Jake Wyatt from the Major World Order podcast, he would say the same thing.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I only know that man had one match.
But yeah, no, I mean Shawn Michaels,
For sure.
he I mean the very, very first wrestling match I ever saw was him and Razor at WrestleMania 10.
I was there.
Oh, that's incredible.
Yeah.
I was at my neighbor's house. That's 94,
Yeah,
95,
I was like
94,
6 years old.
94. So I was
Yeah.
9 years old. My neighbors were watching it and I wasn't like really paying attention. And, so like wrestling matches are going on but I'm not paying attention. And then the older brother who was actually watching it said something like, "Oh, this match is gonna suck. It's a bad guy versus a bad guy." And that kind of it triggered me. I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
And then I started watching it, and there's these ladders, and or a ladder, or I should, whatever. And I was like, "Oh, whoa!" Like, so that was like,
Give
I
you a
was
face full of butt
hooked.
cheek that night too.
You did.
Yeah, I was hooked. And even though, like, Shawn Michaels lost, like, I still something about him I gravitated towards, but I loved Razor Ramon as well. And um, so yeah. But then as I watched over the years, and I just I always enjoyed, Shawn Michaels obviously like wasn't like I suppose early on he was really, trying to do like the boy toy, sexy guy thing or whatever. But like after a little while, I think it just became like a charisma more than a character.
Mm-hmm.
And so I really enjoyed kind of like this realism and cocky attitude, but like fun guy kind of thing. And his wrestling just was really great to me, and he seemed to mesh well with like any style, big guys, other, small, like it just, I don't know. There was something about him that, over all the years, I thought he was really great. And is there other people that are better? I mean, sure, it's all subjective. It depends on what you're looking for, but I do feel like he deserves to be listed up there somewhere.
Okay. So this is the list, the top 10 list we have right now. It's a work in progress, but
We
our
have not
top 10,
had any input on this.
not yet. You will. We're going to have the board meeting soon. But right now we've got, in no particular order, Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Hulk Hogan, Bryan Danielson, Macho Man Randy Savage, John Cena, The Undertaker, Bret Hart, and Kenny Omega. Does anyone stand out that should not be on that list in your opinion?
Well, see, again, it's what is the criteria?
Okay, I'm glad you asked
Because
because this is the 10.
if we're looking at like, there's so many things about wrestling that
We got
like
them.
what makes it good, you know,
So
Yeah.
storytelling within them.
these are the categories we have
Okay,
that
okay.
people. So you'll rank the 10 people 1 through 10 each time. So it'd be promo, pop culture crossover, in ring ability, finishing move, entrance theme, attire, memorable moments, memorable matches, merchandise. How likely is a non-fan, how likely is a non-wrestling fan able to know who that person is?
Sure. And so yes, I think that look, one of the most popular wrestlers ever. Um, one of the biggest merch sellers ever. Um, Not to me a very good wrestler, John Cena.
Yeah, baby.
But the things that here's the
Had
thing.
enough of
Like
this crap.
No, I am Billy.
I'm
I am
not
fully
trying to
on
be
board with
like on a
you.
high horse or snooty or anything, but like, the thing that
I
gravitated.
cried. I cried at SummerSlam.
It
Damn
was
it!
great, Dave, but he's not a great wrestler.
Well, and right. And so that's kind of the thing. It's like I look at so many things and I love so many things about wrestling. But like, you know, I I don't know. Like I don't want to come across as pretentious as like, oh well, Zack Sabre Jr. is, like,
Fuck
because
Zack
I
Sabre.
I do think Zack Sabre Jr.
You're out of your mind.
is one of the best technical wrestlers.
Oh, he's so boring.
Now he's trying to piss everybody off.
But see, that's the thing. Like, what are we looking at?
He's not even cute.
That's why wrestling is so subjective
Oh
and
yeah.
it's hard to really narrow it down. Like, Zack Sabre Jr.'s technical wrestling skills
Same.
blows just about anyone out of the water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
John Cena's does not, but who has more character, who has a bigger fan base, who has, a better connection with the people, if somebody wants to get into watching wrestling as just an entertainment spectacle, then you're going to lean towards John Cena and you're not going to care that he's sloppy at moves or that you hear him yelling, the next not the next match, the next move, that's going to happen or whatever. Where Zack Sabre Jr. can like weave in and out and reverse and this and that and like have like perfect motion and execution of moves. Like they're two completely different things. One's going to bore someone, the other, is gonna make them go like, so like,
I stopped being vegan because of Zack Sabre Jr.
okay.
I was vegan for
Random
10
thing.
years, and then he came along and ruined everything. Not really. My wife divorced me, so I started eating meat again.
All right. Well, sorry
No,
or good.
we're still friends.
Good.
On a cheerier note,
Yes.
um, so I am a broadcaster by trade. I got my degree in broadcast journalism. I'm a public address announcer for schools and DJing on the
Mm.
side. I want to know how you decided ring announcing is your calling. I love anybody with a microphone in hand and decides to make that their craft. I 100% respect. I always love to hear their stories.
Well, so again, as a kid, of course, I'm sure with all of us or many of us, there's those aspirations of like, I'm going to be a wrestler. And I very much was like leaning towards that path, but then I started playing guitar and became a musician and did that and still do. But I was, at a certain point, like I didn't consider like ever getting or trying to get into wrestling again. I mean, I did at one point, I did like go do a little training. But I knew and I had too much respect of like, I am so focused on trying to make it as a musician that I wouldn't be able to properly dedicate the time to
Mm-hmm.
training or whatever. So I backed out of that. But then that years later, again, I was asked, hey, would you like to do this? And and yes, I did want to do it and I took it very serious. Being on stage as a musician, and sometimes lead vocalists and everything, and I pull things, inspiration from so many different facets of entertainment. And like being in a band and like one of the very first things I ever was told was as I was first learning how to sing. They're like, like you've got a decent voice, you're singing in tune and all of that, but like your words sound very muddled together. You can't really understand what you're saying. You need to learn how to articulate and
Mm-hmm.
enunciate. And I've like held on to that almost to a fault. If you hear me talk, you might even pick up on some of that. Um, and but as I would hear like performers like um I think we've heard some cussing happening here. That's okay.
Yes.
Okay. So like you would hear like these people, especially like, hardcore, music or whatever, like and not that like all of them are like bad at this, but like if you don't really like know what you're doing, there is an art to talking to the crowd and it is, they can be like, all right, motherfuckers, the next song's gonna be, and it's like even like announcing what the song's gonna be like, you don't know what they're saying. So it's like you hear it in wrestling all the time. Slow down, make things bigger. All right, everyone, we're getting ready to do a mosh pit at the
Yeah.
like slow it down.
Mm-hmm. God
Yeah.
bless. Hell yeah.
Make sure people understand what you're saying. And so I took all of that and I put it in to ring announcing. So, I suppose in a sense, like public speaking to a crowd and trying to entertain them and knowing my spot on how and when to do it is I suppose what became my calling.
Yeah.
Um, so it wasn't so much ring announcing, but I think it translated over to that.
Gotcha. As a ring announcer, more so, I don't think I've seen it at a WWE or AEW show in recent memory, but it's more of an independent wrestling thing. When the ring announcer will go, the following contest is scheduled for one fall, and the crowd do one fall. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, look, it's not like my most favorite thing, but you know, again, it's about the crowd. It's about making them, feel like they're part of a show. Um, to me, it's always about listening to the crowd. Sometimes you'll have a crowd that, like, if you're doing like a spot show or something where like it's just a bunch of people who are randomly watching wrestling who don't really know wrestling, like, the one fall is for the smart crowd.
Mm-hmm.
And if they're doing it, um, I'll give that little pause and let it happen. If it's not a thing that they all do, or you hear just like a spattering of it, cutting it. This match is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first. You just keep it going.
Yep.
But, like if the crowd, if there's 200 or more people doing it, well then if I don't give it a pause, I'm also fighting against them as well.
Mm-hmm.
Very fair.
And if I'm going introducing first and I start saying all the stuff while they're still going one fall, you're not hearing the important information about the wrestler.
Mm.
Very
So
true.
I'd
Interesting.
rather let it happen than let it interrupt. It's I suppose in a way interrupting the show, but I don't want it to interrupt the announcement, and not so much for me, but for the person that they need to know who they are.
Yeah.
I love that. That's a fantastic point of view from that. Um, as we start to wind down here, I do have one more question because obviously you mentioned that you've been in bands, music more than half your life. Tom's a musician. I'm a former musician. DJ. Do DJs count as musicians? I don't know. But I like to ask this question to people who have been in music. If you could build a Mount Rushmore of a four-piece band, you can pick a vocalist, a guitar player, a bass player, and a drummer. And you can throw yourself into that band if you want. Who would you choose?
Okay.
Easiest answer.
I am into a lot of different things.
Mhm.
So, let's see. Lead guitar would have to be. It's funny because as I'm formulating this, there's an interesting direction that it goes.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go this direction. Um, John 5.
Okay.
Um, been a big fan of him for a long time. Um, and I like entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Um, he just also happens to be really technically awesome.
Yep.
Um, but he has a look. Um, so him on lead guitar.
Okay.
On drums, it would be Tommy Lee from
Ooh.
Motley Crue.
Okay.
Um, on bass guitar, this one might be slightly obscure, but his name's Rachel Bolin. He's in Skid Row.
Mm.
Okay.
And then this one's even more of a deeper thing. A guy named John Corabi for the singer. he sang the one Motley Crue album without Vince Neil.
Oh,
Um,
interesting.
and so going in that direction, I've got three members of Motley Crue, which
It's quite the motley crew.
not all at the same time, but like, so that also gives a slight look into like my interests.
Yep.
Like I love just like, just kind of like hard rock, aggressive attitude,
Yep.
with again just like an entertainment flair to it.
Yeah.
Um I could alternate some people. Like if I took out John 5, I would put in like Zach Wild. If I
Mhm.
took out John Corabi, I would put a guy in named Wednesday 13, horror rock, uh, like punk horror kind
Yeah.
of thing.
Yep.
So yeah, I don't know. It would revolve somewhere around there. And then yeah, I'd play guitar.
I
I
like
picked
him.
Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band.
You knew it was
Oh,
coming. I
That's
knew
it.
it. I knew it.
That's it. Any iteration, it's fine.
all right.
I would have just picked Dave Grohl to just fit every spot. You know,
So Dave Grohl on vocals, Dave
Dave Grohl
Dave
on
Grohl on
guitar.
drums.
Uh,
Dave Grohl is my lead singer and
Yep.
and my lead guitarist, and I don't know, throw in Paul McCartney as the bassist. You know,
Oh, there
let's
you
get
go.
really original.
Dave Grohl and Paul McCartney start a band.
I mean, I'd listen to that all day.
I listen to most things. So I went to a show this weekend. My buddy from New Jersey was playing in Grand Rapids. He's in a ska band with one of the dudes from the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones,
Nice.
Joe Gittleman, and they're the Kilograms. Phenomenal, love them. Mustard Plug headlined. They're from Grand
Mhm.
Rapids. I'm not really like I get it. I get it. I didn't need to stick around for them. I was really convinced that the other band was this band, the Pie Tasters, who I really love.
Hmm.
It was not. It was the Planet Smashers, a band who I really don't enjoy.
Okay.
Very
Okay.
cheesy ska music. I
Hmm.
fucking love ska music, but I
Yeah,
hate cheesy ska music.
sure.
And the Planet Smashers, man, when they went on, I'm like, honey, we're good to go.
Funny.
If it's not Max Sabbath, it's not for me. I'm sorry.
They're playing around here soon.
Are
Yeah,
they?
they come here pretty often, yeah. About once a year at least.
I thought it was a fever dream when I first saw them. I was like, this isn't real. This is
I
not
still
real.
haven't seen them.
Not either.
I mean, and I
The
just mean seen pictures of them. I've never seen
well,
them in concert.
the
I would
first time they
100% go
came
get them.
here, what was the band called? They were all dressed up like Ned Flanders though.
Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about.
And then there was another one that opened up for them. They were Transformers.
Okay, so you need to look up this band. They're called it's this guy and a bunch of robots called Captured by Robots.
Okay.
The whole bit is the robot band has captured him, and he is enslaved to them and plays. They play just like metal covers,
Okay.
and it's
Incredible.
just robots he built that plays instruments.
Nice.
Wait, they're actual robots? They're not
They're
like dudes in
actual fucking robots. I've seen them live. They
Whoa.
were. I can't even say they. It was a guy. Yeah, it was awesome.
That's
I'm trying to pull up a
wild.
picture.
Fucking wild. Oh my god.
There's the guy,
That's
and that's one of his robots.
it's an
this
actual
is
robot.
incredible. Well, I don't
Yeah,
think we're gonna
dude.
I don't think we can really top that necessarily. So Billy, I guess we'll just give you the floor, plug away the brawler, your podcast, your band, whatever you want. The floor is yours, sir.
Sure. Let's see. If you are interested in either of the micro brawlers, I know that there are completists out there still, not maybe as many as before,
It's like
but
three of them.
especially because of reasons like this, little old me getting it, and then you going, I don't fucking want that. And I get it. But if you do, um, if you're a fan of like the major pod or just want to support the little guy, so to speak, um hit me up at Billy Peck microbrawler at gmail.com. I'm selling the regular version with the PWP microphone for $20. I am selling the Major Wrestling Figure Podcast Chase for 30 and $8 shipping. If you buy both, I'll knock $5 off. Unless you're overseas, it's like $30 to ship. Um, but as of this recording, I'm down to like almost 10 of the major chases
That's
Wow.
out of 100. So if you want it, act fast. If you're good with the other one, I don't know how many I've sold. There's 400 of them though, and so I haven't sold that many of them. So we're good on those for a little bit of time, but those major ones are almost gone. Um, and then yeah, if you would like to check out the Major World Order podcast, I know it's like very, very niche. Um, Unfortunately, there was a recent issue where our the podcast was compromised and it was wiped away from
Oh no.
Spotify, and now you can listen to all the old episodes on Apple.
You're on Apple.
It's still on Apple, but any new episode, which we release weekly, we have released weekly for 5 years straight. Um, you can only get it on our patreon.com/major world order for $1 a month. Nothing crazy. But we get into, similar to this, collectors, um, and just other random fun things like Rankin bass, I should say, music, whatever. And so with music, you can check out my horror punk band, Graveyard Smash. Um, it is
That's a good name.
Thank you. It
Love
is
that.
available on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, all of that. And then I do play in a cover band called Secret Weapon.
Is it
Um, that's it. That's
cool?
it. It's very the horror punk band is very, Misfits inspired.
I'm
Um,
from New Jersey,
there you go.
so it's perfect.
Um, and then the cover band, we actually the band just celebrated 20 years together.
Oh yeah.
I haven't been in it
Nice.
for 20 years. I've been in it for, I don't know, 6 or 7.
When it
But the
really
band
started.
celebrated 20 years, and we decided to record an EP of cover songs to kind of give an idea. It's all like 80s rock and pop music. But if you want to listen to our takes on that, Secret Weapon, the album's called Blood, Sweat, and Beers. And that's also available on Spotify, Amazon, iTunes, and all of that. So a lot of stuff. Uh, if any of it's of interest of you, I appreciate it. If it's not, that's fine too. But if it is, thank you and check it all out.
Awesome. Well, Billy, we appreciate you coming on the broadcast. We appreciate you knowing us because we don't have as big of a reach as we like, but we have enough to get you in our little web here. So we welcome you to our broadcast family. We'll talk about me buying a brawler. Um, Tom will be in touch about music, I'm sure. But ladies and gentlemen, while you're on ProWrestlingTees.com checking out Billy's merchandise, get the Rankin Bass merchandise. You can buy our merchandise. You can get the Tom Says Hi shirt, ProWrestlingTees.com/the Wrestling NRD Broadcast. Join our Patreon for as little as $1 a month. Get your name in the credits, all that good stuff. And of course, if you haven't done so already, what are you doing? Subscribe right below. It's the easiest way to support the broadcast for free. So that's it. If you're not going to give us your money, give us your subscription. It's the least you can do. So until next time, on behalf of myself, DaveCTheVoice, future king of the nerds, the wonderful says hi himself, Mr. Tom Sasso, and of course, the host with the most and the best announcer since me, Billy Peck. Don't forget to tell your mother you love her every day because, like Kevin Durant said, Mom, you're the real MVP. Good night, everyone. God bless America.
I got something to say. Billy, thanks for coming on. You're a real one. You know who's not a real one? Tony Jones. Billy can wear glasses, and Billy looks great in his glasses. Tony Jones. Where the fuck are you, Tony Jones? Get your glasses off, you punk. Tony fucking Jones.